Could your child be more thoughtful?
Welcome to Parenting Matters Now, a source of parenting advice a few minutes at a time.
Hi, this is Dr. Roger Smith with Parenting Matters Now. We would all love to be more thoughtful, full of thoughts. And when we think of thoughtfulness, it's not just thinking about things in particular, but when we use that term, we usually mean we are thinking about other people. And sometimes we could be thinking about, just the implications of our decisions. But today we're going to use it in the sense of thinking of other people and putting other people's needs kind of on the priority list. Thoughtfulness. It is a desirable trait that we can help our children to develop. And I want to give you a few ideas about developing thoughtfulness in your children. And one can be a very simple exercise. In one sense, it can be looking back on the day. And then the other exercise is looking forward in the day to be thoughtful. So let's talk about the one looking backwards. And children, small children, are really good at this. And whenever it's bedtime and whenever they get horizontal, somehow their brains and their little hearts open up. Now, some children, I had one that, I mean, he's falling asleep at the dinner table and he would race to his bed and pull up the covers and he was asleep. But by and large, most children, they like bedtime if it's a pleasant time. And making bedtime a pleasant time gives you an opportunity to train thoughtfulness. And it goes like this. Think about your day and who in your day could have had something better happen to them. Or, something like, who in your day do you wish you could have made things go better for them? And let them think about it. And they may think of a friend, they may think of their mother or their father or their neighbor, their dog. It doesn't matter who it is or what it is. It could be their doll or imaginary friend. But the whole exercise is they are beginning to think outside themselves and begin to look for things that they recognize in others and go, that was not good for them, or this could have been better. But it's an exercise of them putting themselves in the other person's shoes, and that is thoughtfulness. And so that is the exercise of looking backward on the day. And that is something that if you do it as a routine, who in your day could it have been better for them? Um, you can ask any number of questions that ask about the condition of other people in their day, but something like that helps them to begin to think back through their day. And if you do it as a routine, they all almost automatically will begin thinking before you ask the question. And so that's a looking backward kind of thoughtfulness. And then the other one is that the beginning of the day is our beginning of going into a store, the beginning of going into church or a public place or anything. You say, as we go in here, look for people that you can make smile or make a difference. And so that's an exercise of thoughtfulness because they're looking at other people and some action, some interaction that they're going to pursue. That is a thoughtfulness of them thinking about other people. So those are two different ways. You can think of others, and by all means, if you have an exercise or some practice, by all means, share it with the other followers uh, in the comments. But uh, you can have the thoughtfulness looking backward or the thoughtfulness looking forward. So as you're going into situations where they're going to be interfacing with other people, helping them to begin to think of other people and the interactions that they'll have with them develops thoughtfulness in them. And that's where we want them to be eventually, is as they're thinking forward. They're not just looking back on life and looking, we have a chance to regret the missed opportunities, but we want to begin to think forwardly. As I go to see this person, what things should I be considering about them and their situation? How can I comfort, encourage, inspire them in some way? And that is a thoughtfulness exercise. And you can do that. In fact, as you're doing it, you're being thoughtful toward your children. That's one of the quotes that I love. It says one of the benefits, or one of the amazing benefits in life, is that no person can genuinely help another person without also helping themselves. This is Dr. Roger Smith with Parenting Matters Now.
Subscribe to Parenting Matters Now for more advice, or go to rogersmithmd.com to search for more topics. See you next time.